Welcome to Two Pentecostals and a Microphone.
Episode 17.
Welcome back to Two Pentecostals and a Microphone for this very, very special episode. First of all, Merry Christmas. In this episode, we have both my wife and Jaredith's wife joining us on the podcast. We have a lot of fun, and as you will soon find out, we have a great conversation, and I hope you enjoy it. Getting to know our wives a little bit, getting to know the wives that are behind Two Pentecostals and a Microphone. It's a real pleasure and a real joy to have them both on, and I hope that you will feel the same after we're finished. So thanks again for joining us today on Two Pentecostals and a Microphone. Christmas is in the air.
So it's almost Christmas time, and we decided to, actually our wives decided to bring themselves on the podcast. No, we've been talking for a while about having our wives on the podcast, and today we are joined by my wife, Ann.
Hello.
And Bryce's wife, Sandra. Sandy or Sandra?
Sandra.
Okay, Sandra. I always call her Sandy, but it's Sandra.
Yeah, I always call her Sandra. Everybody makes fun of it, but it's her name.
I will answer to either one. So
You will always be saying this to me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to like high school years probably. So Sandy,
Yeah.
but- okay. So it's Sandra on the podcast. We like to be professional here.
Sure.
All right. So we wanted to talk about Christmas since this is going to be our Christmas episode, obviously. Now, we come from four really distinct backgrounds as far as our families go, our religious experience, all different things considered. I'm sure we have some very different Christmas traditions. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And Aiden, our 9-year-old, had the idea because he watches YouTubers talk about video games all the time. Anyway, and they do a lot of tweeting. Okay, I don't tweet that much, but we tweet every now and then. But if you want to tweet, this is his idea. If you want to tweet your Christmas traditions, or we're going to talk later about like the most interesting Christmas story, or most memorable Christmas story from our childhoods or whatever, feel free to tweet it at us at Two Pentecostals, or we're also on Instagram at Two Pentecostals. Facebook is at Two Pentecostals, so it's real easy. But let us know your stories. First of all, Bryce, you want to start us off?
Sure.
Anything brilliant?
My Christmas traditions in my family. It's pretty boring, actually.
Really?
I'm trying to think of a fun story I can tell. But I don't think it's any different than anyone else has. We just get together.
We do gifts, right?
Yeah.
You're not like anything really weird like Ann's family.
Hey.
Now, we we're not Jehovah's Witnesses.
Is that what you bring?
No, we're not.
We celebrate birthdays and holidays.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Actually, can I pass and I'll come back?
Oh, come back. Okay, you're not gonna help pass on my episode.
No.
Okay,
I just need to think about it.
Jared, you should start. You have some great stories.
Well, we don't really have Christmas traditions, which is what probably makes my childhood more interesting, maybe than some, like Bryce, obviously. Sorry, I had a coffee this morning. I had an Americano, actually, so I'm kind of amped up a little bit. No, my family didn't have a lot of traditions, like traditional traditions, like a lot of families have. So we didn't get up on Christmas morning at the crack of dawn, open presents. And my mom was on night shift, and I was homeschooled. So me and my sister were homeschooled. So the whole family was on night shift. So if anything, we got up at like the crack of 7 in the evening and opened gifts. And we had some other very untraditional traditions, like going to Chinese restaurants on Christmas Day, because we didn't really cook at home very much. But one of the most memorable Christmases we had was, I don't even know why, but for some reason, we decided to pack up the presents in the trunk of the car and our suitcases and drive from southern Indiana, to central Kentucky, Horse Cave, Kentucky, actually Cave City, Horse Cave, same thing, Cave City, Kentucky, right near Mammoth Cave, which obviously probably was closed. I don't know. I would think it was closed at the time. There's literally nothing there if you're not going to go in a cave.
Is that the place with the dinosaur exhibit?
Yeah, they have like the dinosaurs and Guntown Mountain,
Yeah.
and there's not. And I think all that's closed. Well, I know it's all closed now.
Right.
I don't know if it was then. I've never been there. So it was always either closed or in renovation or something every time we went. But we would, for some reason, go there randomly every now and then. And this Christmas, we went to Cave City and stayed in a Motel 6 and opened our presents.
Did they leave the light on for you?
They did. Yes,
Okay.
yes, they did.
That's good.
And evidently, we left the light on in our room, and about 2 or 3 a.m., I don't know, it was the middle of the night, somebody, a drunk guy, actually came. We were probably still awake. I don't remember. I don't remember very much, except for the fact that my dad goes up to answer the door because somebody's banging on it, and he realizes it's this guy who is really belligerent and drunk, and he's insisting that it's his room and he needs in, and he's trying to knock the door down. And my dad ended up calling. I don't know if he called the police or if he called the front desk, but somehow they got the guy out of there eventually. But he was not giving up. He needed to get in our room.
Wow.
So that was an exciting Christmas.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And we weren't very friendly, I guess, to the outsiders. Of course, the guy was pretty drunk, but he just wanted in on the action, I guess. But we opened our gifts there, and we didn't have a Christmas tree, but we had gifts. We had, a fairly normal Christmas, as much as you can in the Motel 6.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. I don't know. I need to ask my parents about that, but it happened.
Sounds exciting. I just did think of something. So, growing up, like I said, we pretty much had traditional Christmases, but my mom, being a single mom, and, bless her heart, but she wasn't as smart as most parents are when it comes to me and my brother. See, I grew up in a house of 2 other brothers, so there was 3 boys in one house. And so she would put Christmas presents out early underneath the tree. Well, my mom was gone a lot at work. So the one year in particular, I remember this clearly, we got a Super Nintendo for Christmas. And it was like the big gift. And
Okay, hang on. Sorry, I know the year because I remember vividly. I have a story about that too. You go ahead, though.
all right. Well, me and my brother would meticulously, very, very carefully, undo the tape on one corner of the wrapping paper, pull it back just enough so we can slide out the present or whatever it was. We opened up, we played the Nintendo all day. And before my mom got back home, slid it back in, and put the tape back up, and put it back underneath the tree.
That is funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So this was your older brother?
Well, they're both
No,
younger.
he wasn't younger.
Yeah, they're
the
both
older of your younger brother.
Yeah, the middle brother.
The middle brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
That's hilarious.
she caught on eventually and started hiding presents, and I think she put them in the trunk of her car So they were just with her all the time.
Well, I can see why.
Good idea.
Fine.
That's funny.
Yeah. So we can never wait till Christmas to open anything. And I'm still that way. I get anxious about.
Oh, I'm that way.
Yeah.
I've been bugging her for weeks about letting Aiden open his presents early.
Yeah.
Mostly because I want to enjoy them as well, but
Right.
you know.
Yeah. I don't have children yet, or Sandra and I don't have children yet, so I don't have that joy of opening presents with kids yet, but something to look forward to.
You can buy more stuff for yourself.
That's right.
True. And I get a lot of toys. And in fact, I just got an awesome toy today. Unfortunately, I inherited it from my uncle that just passed away, but I got his train set.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, me and my trains
that's cool.
out in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
Aiden will want to come out and look
Oh,
at
I'm
that.
sure Aiden will check that out.
Yeah. I got to put it back together, because I took it all apart to bring it here. But,
That'd be great for Christmas too. You could put it by the tree or whatever.
well, it's
Oh, is it too big for
I
them?
wanted the big,
It's gonna
like,
take.
the whole landscape.
It's gonna take up half of the garage,
Nice.
basically. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. Just add it to my list of everything I do, but
Right.
I'll find time eventually.
We gotta have hobbies,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what's another one? I mean, I don't understand people that don't have hobbies.
Right.
But I know some people like that. It's like, get a hobby.
What do you do? Just sit there?
I collect hobbies. It's like I would like
Right.
everything. I enjoy everything.
Yeah, and I like to get into things that, that might be challenging and, that's going to challenge me, because, I've always liked trains, but I've always liked them from afar, and I've never really delved into it too much. My uncle done it forever, and I've always, when I went to his house, or he used to have it set up at my grandparents' house, and go downstairs in the basement and play with his trains, and had a lot of fun with that. So it's kind of cool that I got it.
That's cool. They are really neat. it's a money trap though.
Yeah, it is.
You don't have to buy it. So
Right, it's all there. It's got
every hobby is a money trap. Though.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Well, no, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no.
No,
I do have a lot of drunk guy stories, but they're not related to Christmas.
They're not random. Oh, okay. I was like, is this like a
They're
family
funny.
thing?
I guess one of them would be New Year's. That's
That's close.
yeah,
That's pretty close.
it is a funny story.
Well, go ahead.
All right, well, as most of you guys know, in those that listen to the podcast, that I'm a musician. I play a lot. I've played in a lot of bands, and one of the things that you do, because you make a lot of money, is play New Year's Eve shows.
Oh yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't do it so much anymore, because it is playing in bars and stuff. But one particular show we played, me and my band, it's really funny, because our drummer couldn't make it that day, so we did a whole show without a drummer, and we just did kind of an acoustic thing. But there was somebody at the show that came up to us. And he was plastered. Just totally wasted, drunk. And he was telling us that he was glad that we didn't have a drummer, because he didn't want to hear the thump, thump, thump the whole time. He said it just like that. He just thump, thump, thump. And we're just kind of like, okay, that, whatever. Well, anyway, it's a late night, so we were hungry, so we went to Steak and Shake afterwards, and we're all just sitting around talking about the show, and my bass player started telling this story about the guy coming out saying thump thump thump, and he said it because he said it's like a stutter, and just went thump 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 like that, because that's what the drunk guy did, and so there was a couple sitting across the table there on another table across the way, and at the exact moment she said something and stuttered, and as he said this, and she turned around thinking we were making fun of her, and literally got in a fight.
Oh no!
Right there, and my bass player was about to punch the guy.
Oh my word!
Because he was defending his girlfriend.
Right.
His girlfriend was also plastered drunk Well, because Cindy Stegachik.
Right.
Anyway,
Take on New Year's.
what's funny is you have to know my bass player. He's not a very controversial guy. And so he kind of closed up a little bit, but he was ready to punch if he needed to. And so me being the mediator in all this, she like starts consoling to me and like saying I'm just not good enough and just feeling sorry for herself. And I go, I know, it's all right.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, stay there.
That was the way we got out of that
Oh
fight.
my goodness.
I hadn't done that, we would have been probably in jail.
Wow.
Wow.
Or at least going to the
That's
police.
exciting.
Yeah, so and that happened on New Year's, so not too far from Christmas.
Wow. That is exciting. Your near jail experience.
Yeah. I think it's the ladies' turn now.
I think it is.
How can you top that? I have no drug stories to tell you.
That's okay. What stories do you have?
Well, our family was different.
Stay at the different.
You're not Jehovah's Witness. My dad was a pastor. He was actually licensed with UPCI for a few years, but a lot of the time that I was growing up, he was just independent. You know, he wasn't affiliated with an organization. But I guess when I think about Christmas traditions, one of the big things in our house was getting a Christmas tree, because a lot of the people in our fellowship didn't believe in Christmas trees. So in the spirit of full disclosure, my family, my dad felt like it was okay to have a Christmas tree. However, his peers did not. So for the entire holiday season, we didn't invite anyone over to our house because we had a Christmas tree up in our house.
Did you feel like the first century Christians who were being persecuted?
Sure.
I mean, knock on the door and ask for the password. Ho, ho, ho.
They didn't get
Come
past
on
the
in.
door.
Yeah.
No, we did the whole thing, like drive to the Christmas tree farm, and my older brother would like cut the tree down and strap it to the top of the car. Like it was like the postcard Christmas experience.
Okay, I just have to interject here. You might have had your underground Christmas celebration because of the tree and everything, but if you go and cut down a tree with an axe or whatever, I'm sure your brother had an axe or a saw or something. Okay, go cut down your own tree, strap it to the top of your Dodge Omni, and drive across town with it. Somebody's gonna see it.
Well,
I think
we
they
live
know
in the
what you're doing
country.
with
He
it.
took the back road.
Right. Well, we live in the country, and the
Right.
Christmas tree farm was in the country.
Somebody follows behind on a bike and make sure they're going to tail.
And it was way before cell phones or any kind of media.
Checkpoints that you're going through.
On the CB radio.
We never make it nowadays. We
Right.
get caught.
Oh, yeah.
Back
Social
in the
media, it would have been all over.
Back in the good old late 80s, early 90s, it wasn't
Yeah.
much of an issue.
See, I wish my family did the whole real tree, go out to the Griswold fancy Christmas.
Yeah.
I always wanted
Yeah.
that. And it's something that maybe you and I should start. But we keep buying those artificial trees.
I like the fake Christmas trees. I like them.
Well,
They're easy.
We tried to carry on the tradition we got
Well,
married. Like it was my
Don't get a cheap tree. And water. The
Yeah.
water.
the first year we got married. I said I want to do what my parents did. I want to go buy a real tree, even though we don't have kids. I want to do the whole tradition. The problem was, well, there were a few problems. The first problem was we couldn't find a Christmas tree farm. The one that we had always went to when I was a kid closed.
Mhm.
So we couldn't find a farm to go to. So Jaredith was getting impatient with me. And so he suggested that we go to, it was like a
I don't remember.
department store, but they had trees out front.
Mhm.
But it was a nursery. So we thought, okay, well, it's like a nursery. So I'm sure the tree will be okay. So we took the tree home, we put it up, and within a couple weeks, it began to die.
That's what I remember.
It died really badly.
Really quickly. And there were needles, pine needles everywhere.
Yeah.
Except on the tree.
See, we had an
Wow.
artificial tree that did that.
Yeah.
Like we would every year I put it up, there was like a billion pine needles on that.
Awful.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
And it
artificial
took-
Yeah.
And it took forever to put it up to. It just shed really bad. But it lasted.
I still have it.
Yeah.
But
So anyway, so this year we went and bought a new tree, and it literally took under 5 minutes to put it up, and it doesn't shed.
And
so
it's beautiful.
They need to just pop up with like a number.
well, and it was pre-lit,
That does.
Yeah.
and it does like
Yeah,
what
you don't
10,
have to
10 different
put the little-
things between white lights and colored lights. It goes back and forth or in and out, however you want to do it. So
So
We have
maybe
it all-
you shouldn't do the live tree. Maybe you should just.
I like it. I
It's
like
a hassle.
I like our fig tree. I do.
It's the experience. I just want to experience it once in my life. That's all.
Okay.
So their tree doesn't have 75 different parts, by the way. He said it pops up like an umbrella. That's what it should be.
And
Yes.
We need to
3
find
parts. That's it.
That's
That's
perfect.
awesome.
Mhm.
Okay. Definitely. My other tree, it took me 2 hours to set up.
That's what ours is.
Yes.
Which is why she sets it up in like early October and doesn't take it down to like March.
Hey.
So that's one of our Christmas traditions.
Just saran wrap it and throw it back in the garage.
Great idea.
Different decorations for different holidays.
Yeah.
You can do that. My mom and dad now at this point, actually probably for the last 10 years, they have this tree. I don't know what it is. It's like in a little. It's a thing in the corner. It's not a Christmas tree. It's just a tree, like a decorative tree from a furniture store or something. And they just put lights on it, and it's kind of weird, but it works, I guess. So
Yeah.
they never have to put one up or take one down. Just
Yeah.
take the lights on,
It's up here all-
or just turn the lights off and leave them.
Now, I know people that do that with their house. Just leave the lights on and turn
Really? Come over here around the house.
them. Yeah. Not doing that again.
Yeah, I've never put up. Have I ever put lights?
Never.
No, I've never
Never.
put lights. That involves a ladder, first of all, and cold weather, most likely,
Outdoors.
and work outdoors on probably one day off. No thanks.
Yeah.
I don't love my neighbors that much because I can't see it. If I'm sitting on my couch,
Right.
I can't see the lights.
What's the point? Yeah. I'm not going to stand out in my yard like a bozo and look at my house.
I know, right?
We drive around and enjoy other people's lights.
Yes.
That's
We do
Exactly
have
what we
some
do.
cool people that do things, some cool things around here.
Mhm.
But I know I did the lights the first year we were married
Mhm.
on our duplex. I
Aww.
put little icicle lights out and decorated the bushes.
And we had our first Christmas party.
Yep.
Well, we had a friend's Thanksgiving, and then we had a friend's Christmas party.
That's awesome.
And we decorated.
I'll never forget you guys' epic Christmas party you had a few years ago.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was
yeah,
an awesome party.
Yeah, that
Oh, it's your
was.
other house,
Yeah.
the other house, before this one.
it was a lot of fun.
That was a big Christmas party.
It
That was a huge Christmas
That
party.
was
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
We're still waiting for an invite for the next one.
With it.
I don't know. It just has to end before like 9:30 because we're getting old. Last night we were like home in bed by what 9:15.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty early.
I know. I'm kind of dreading New Year's because I know somebody's going to expect us to stay up late, and it's like this
It's
isn't good.
was it Sunday night now?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at least you get the next day off. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
something.
that helps.
I think it's Sandy's turn.
It
It
is.
is Sandy's turn.
Sandra.
Sandra, sorry, yes.
All right.
Sandra.
Well, we had a lot of fun Christmas traditions growing up, and some of them we still do. I think one of my favorite is probably my mom's Christmas goodies that she bakes every year. We usually do it a week or two before Christmas, and she does the homemade sugar cookie dough, and she does the homemade icing recipe that she's had for years since we were kids, and they are the best Christmas cookies you will ever eat. Everybody loves mom's Christmas cookies. We do chocolate covered peanut butter balls, chocolate covered pretzels, Rice Krispie treats. We usually take about 3 or 4 days, make a whole weekend out of it, and then we'll make up tins and bring them to friends and family. So, and it's always fun to do that. That's actually what we're going to do next weekend is start our Christmas baking.
I wonder how we get on that list.
Oh, you're
We
on
get
the
a 10.
list.
Oh, there we go.
I think we need a 10.
You need a 10. Yes. Yes. And so that's always fun. We get to spend time together doing that.
Now, does your dad do it with you?
Yeah, well, he works.
helps decorate.
Yeah, he works nights. So a lot of time, like the preparation and because mom takes 2 days to do it. So the first day she'll like make the dough, cut it out, bake it, and then the next day we'll ice them. So usually we wait until Dusty, Bryce, and Dad, we all can be together and we'll ice them together and just make a night of it. We'll order pizza, we'll ice cookies, because there's always like, there's a lot of them that we do.
Several hundred of them.
Yeah. So it takes, quite a few people, and it takes a couple hours to do it. So, yeah, we do get to ice them all together. And so that's something we really look forward to that every year. That's a fun time for us.
Yeah.
The only thing that gets a little hairy with it is the different work schedules. Mm-hmm. Dusty, he works nights. Dad works nights. Bryce works nights. Bryce works every other weekend. So we're always trying to find a time where we all can be together to do that. And it usually works out one way or another, but that's a fun Christmas tradition. I think one of my favorite memories as a kid is on Christmas Eve, we would go to my dad's side at my grandma Corrier's house, and we would have Christmas Eve at her house. And then, of course, Christmas morning at home, like Santa comes, and then we would go to my mom's side in the afternoon. But one thing my dad would do for us on Christmas Eve is he would while we were playing with our toys after we opened up our gifts at grandma's, he would sneak out of the house and he would go home and he would make tracks in the snow if it had snowed. Aww. And he would put some surprise gifts under the tree, and he would leave a little note from Santa. So when we would come home after being at grandma's house, there would be some type of note saying that Santa had made a surprise pre-visit and left us a little something and that he would be back later. And then we would go outside and we would look at the tracks in the snow and you would see where Santa had come. And that was really an exciting memory for me. And looking back now as an adult and seeing that my dad took the time to do that and make that special for us. Yeah.
And that brings up an interesting point, Santa Claus. Because,
he's the devil.
So for Sandra's family, obviously.
Whoa.
For Sandra's family, I mean, Santa was a big part of your Christmas traditions.
Yeah.
For my family, like Santa, that was not a thing. I was the kid that went to school in first grade and told all the kids that there was no Santa Claus.
Right.
So it was just never a part of any of our traditions.
I honestly don't remember.
I think we talked about Santa probably up till maybe 5 or 6 years old.
So you did believe?
Yeah.
I think so. I think I did when I was little too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, maybe. It seems right.
But
I just don't remember that well.
As a parent, I'm curious. Like, you buy these presents for your child. Don't you want to have the credit?
That's what we've always said.
That's true.
That's what we've always said.
Because it's expensive, okay?
Right.
Christmas is the most expensive time of the year.
Yeah.
Wonderful, sure, but the most expensive time of the year, definitely. So yeah, I have more credit for that.
Right. I would.
I don't know. For me, it was very magical. It was a magical experience to get up in the middle of the night and go see all these gifts under the tree that weren't there when we went to bed, to see the cookies gone that we left out for Santa.
So did the presents just appear then for you guys, like that morning?
Yeah, well, like we would go to bed and there would be nothing under the tree.
Oh, really?
Mom and Dad, obviously, they would wait till we were asleep, and they hid them like in Mom's trunk, in the garage. I know in the shed. I know that. So, and then they would just, after we were asleep in the middle of the night, they would go and put everything under the tree. They really did, to make it really special. And they did, because even now, like, I can just remember how I felt on Christmas morning, that joy. And for me, when I have children, I want to give them that. Not that they can't have that, even if they knew it came from, it's going to be special either way. But that was a special feeling. And it was, and I'd like to see the look on my kid's face when they're like, Santa came, Yeah. Be young and enjoy it while you can, because you'll get older and then, it.
Right.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can always take the most expensive gift and say it's from Mom. This one's from Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
So they know.
And my mom and dad did do that. They did have like one gift.
Oh, that was from them.
Yeah, they would have 1 or 2 gifts that was from Mom and Dad, and then everything else was from Santa. So, yeah, they would do that. And then the gifts that were from them were already there.
Okay.
And then the gifts from Santa would come through Christmas Eve night. So
we always had everything. Everything was always wrapped and under our tree, like long before Christmas, and
Ooh.
we do that with Aiden too.
Mom couldn't get by
All
with
of our
that.
all of our presents are under the tree right
Well,
now.
yeah, they're under there. They have been forever. But Aiden is too much like his mom, and doesn't believe.
We're
in,
pretty practical.
Really, very, very practical, like to a fault. And that she gets that from her mom, who is like she's the one who buys everybody socks for Christmas,
Or sheets or underwear.
or sheets, or underwear, or whatever, because she's so practical.
That's my dad.
That's your dad.
That's my dad. He asked for underwear
Yeah.
and socks or a ball cap or a gift card for shoes that he buys once a year. A penny's gift card to go get him some tennis shoes. And literally every Christmas, it's like the same thing. A baseball cap, socks, underwear, and a gift card to go get shoes. God bless his heart. Like, he never wants anything that he can't use.
Yeah.
I use Christmas as an excuse
Amen.
So does Jaredith.
to get the things that I would normally buy for myself, but someone else could buy it for me.
And that is so true.
Right, that's true. Well, and I try to, but when I buy for for example, my dad, I cannot buy him anything. I buy him something, he takes it back every time.
But he sent us a picture this year. He texted me a picture. It was of a tag and all the outside like tags from a pair of blue jeans, Wranglers, I believe, from Walmart. And it was all set out neatly and in text message. And he said that was my ideas to buy him
That's
something.
the only thing he wants.
So it
Is
has
that
to be
one style
that
of jeans
brand.
that he's probably worn for the last 30 years.
Mhm,
And he
okay.
does not want to change.
Very specific.
Very specific. That's
I
it.
remember he used to go, this is just an aside here, it's kind of funny. He used to go to, I think it was Kmart actually at the time, where he would go and buy shoes. And he would go, if they were on sale, he'd go and buy several pair of the exact same shoes. And he would have like 5 or 6 pairs in the top of his closet. And when one would be worn out, he'd just get another pair down. It reminded me of, what is his name, Ernest. Like the Ernest movie. Like, what am I going to wear today?
Yeah.
You know, the same,
It's all the same.
50 of the same outfit. Yeah, that was my dad.
I guess I do that with haircuts. Like the haircut place I go to has my records. So
Yeah, it's still usual. Yeah.
Usual.
I try to change it up every now and then, but you know, sometimes I disappoint.
I need to. I need to do something like just totally freak everyone out.
Get a mohawk.
Yeah,
You should definitely do that.
yeah. All right.
Please call us when you know.
No, I
I'll do it on a
disagree.
Sunday. I'll do it on a Sunday that Italy lets me play guitar.
Exactly. Well, you could just do it green like a Christmas tree and put some lights in it.
Yeah, that's an idea.
He should totally do that.
It would be cold though. It's actually snowing outside, just barely. But it's kind of nice for our Christmas episode.
It
It
is.
is.
Hopefully, by the time we're done, the snow will be done, and
Right.
we can get back to normal.
I did do the snooping as well, the Christmas snooping. As we got older, we started to kind of catch on. Mom always used the same hiding places every year. Now, eventually she stopped. She knew that we were snooping.
Well, I was going to ask you with this whole Santa thing.
Yeah.
How old were you before you realized?
Oh,
that it
well,
wasn't?
I think I realized it very young, but I just like to psych myself out because I enjoyed just being in the tradition of
Yeah.
So I think a lot of kids do, maybe not really young,
Mhm.
but as you get to a certain age, you know that there's not.
Because the kid at school, me,
Right.
tells you all.
Right. You probably ruined
Yeah.
Christmas for me, but
Ain't
that's
Christmas
okay.
for me. There's no Santa Claus.
He's not real.
I was that kid. My son was that kid.
Yeah, thanks, Anne.
I know.
But no, yeah,
My nephew is that kid. too.
yeah.
Ever since
They don't do the
he was
Santa
2
Claus.
years old, he was saying that
That's,
stuff.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
But you know, and some
I think actually
families
told me that Santa
don't.
was
Like you
born.
were saying, the
That's
parents
what
would rather just the kids know.
Yeah, for my parents, it was a principle. You know, like they were very much like there is no Santa Claus. We don't teach this to our kids. Like they felt very strongly about it.
Yeah.
I don't feel that strongly about it. Like
Mhm.
most of my friends who have children talk about Santa Claus, do the whole Santa thing. I have no issue with it whatsoever.
Yeah.
For us personally, we just decided not to.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean there's anything wrong. I have no issues with Santa Claus. I think it's kind
No,
of
I
sweet.
don't either. I just,
Yeah.
It's just not something that we've done.
Yeah.
But I think it's awesome. I love
Yeah.
I love how your dad did that.
Yeah. Yeah, he
It's
did.
awesome.
Well, and then one year, my brother and I, we were snooping, and we decided to go check the shed that was in the back corner of our backyard, and we never really went into the shed for anything. So we're like, So my brother, because it was locked, there was a key on it, and my brother discovered where the key was. I believe it was hidden on top of the refrigerator underneath something. And he grabbed a kitchen chair and climbed up there and got it. So we went to the shed, and there was our bikes. We both were getting bikes that year, and it had a tarp over it. And I tell you what, at first I was really excited to see my bike. And then I got really sad that I looked, because I love to be excited. I ruined my surprise, and I love surprises. I still do. I love getting things at Christmas that I had no idea was coming. I love to surprise people. Now, I always ask my family or friends what they want for Christmas, but if I can come up with a surprise that I think they would like, I love to see people be surprised. But anyhow, so I got sad that I snooped and found my bike, and I decided I wasn't going to snoop anymore because I didn't want to be sad. But and then I didn't want to break my mom's heart. I didn't want to tell her that I found the bike because I was afraid I would hurt her feelings. So I kept that to myself. No, I don't remember now if my brother said anything or not. Probably not, because he wouldn't want to be in trouble that we were snooping. But anyway, so on Christmas morning, they had our bikes there, and they just put like a big bow on it and put them by the tree. And I remember waking up on Christmas morning and just acting so surprised. Oh my goodness, Santa brought us bikes for Christmas, bud. I just really played it on because I'm like, I did not want them to have any idea that we were snooping. Well, for one, I didn't want to be in trouble for snooping, but for two, I really didn't want to upset my mom because, I knew that she liked to surprise us too. And at this time, we obviously knew there wasn't any Santa because we were snooping for gifts.
Right.
We found gifts. So this was when we were a little bit older, as I told you before, like you know it, but you just you go with it to make it fun, But we had some fun Christmases. As we got older, my grandma and my grandpa Corey, they had separated, and my grandma had moved away. And your grandmothers, I don't know if this is for other people, but like in our family, your grandmothers are just the glue that kind of keeps the family together for gatherings and stuff. So when your grandmother is gone, and then when my mom's mom died, and we just kind of stopped getting together with extended family. And I think that happens sometimes. Yeah. So we all kind of started doing our own thing. So now we just have Christmas just with the immediate family at home. And, mom's brother and sister, they do their own thing. Same with dad's brother and sister. Everyone has their own families. Everyone starts their own traditions and stuff. And both of my grandmothers are gone now, but that is one thing I miss so much at Christmas time, is being with extended family, going to grandparents' house, and having that, those fun times together with family you don't see very often. And you get older and everyone just starts going their separate ways. And that's kind of one thing I hope with us when we do have kids. I hope that's something that we can always do, be able to go to grandparents' house and get with extended family. Because I think that's something that starts to die down after so long.
It really does. And Jaredith and I were talking about this not too long ago, about the whole cycle of, like you said, it seems like when the grandparents pass, that's when the family kind of, and I remember, because my dad is gone, and when he passed away, our extended family on his side, we just don't get together anymore. It's just
exactly,
we don't do that anymore. So, but I think, that's when, you start having your own
thing. Mm-hmm.
And then you can have your own traditions. I guess it's just the circle of life, I guess.
Yeah. And in that Christmas time, that's when I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to have kids, because I really want to start that. Mm-hmm. We have a niece and a nephew, and we see how fun it is for them, and we enjoy buying gifts for them. And then we've got some friends with kids, and it's fun to shop for kids. It's fun to see the way kids react to Christmas.
Oh yeah. It changes everything.
It really is. It's the holidays are just going to mean something completely different when you can have children and see it through their eyes. So that's something I know we're definitely looking forward to for our future.
Definitely. We're going to go broke, though, if my sister doesn't stop having kids.
We always get the bad end of the deal because my brothers and Jaredith's sister have a lot of kids, and we just have Aiden. So they all only have to buy one present for Aiden, and we have to buy for all the kids.
Right.
But it's all right. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
It really is fun shopping for kids.
Oh, yeah.
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 Well, one thing I really love about Christmas is board games.
Oh,
Because when my family is together, we love to play board games. So I associate Christmas with the game Risk.
okay.
That's
Wow.
what we get together and play a lot, or we used to. We were talking about extended family, and it kind of triggered in my mind that we used to go to, and unfortunately, we finally got reunited at my uncle's funeral.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, but I hadn't seen him for years, but I was telling my wife, telling Sandra that we used to go there every Christmas and every Thanksgiving, go to my grandpa's brother's house, which would be my mom's uncle and all of her cousins. But I remember her cousin Alan, so that would be my second cousin Alan. He had the game Risk and had the original, like the 1960s version of it. And it's just, that's burned in my memory. I've always enjoyed that game, and to me, that's the best part for me about Christmas.
That sounds like fun.
Board games, that's interesting.
We should do that. I want to start playing Pandemic, but
and I love tabletop games, and I want to, that would be fun to play, do things like
Just
that.
make sure you have a 5-hour time span open up for Risk, because
Right.
it's literally like, I feel like that game takes all day. I'll go take a nap. You play Risk.
How long did we even play the other day? We played it was like 6 hours.
I don't even know.
And because there's only two of us,
Right.
and it can drag forever.
Yeah.
Finally, I had to get really brutal with him and just take him out. And we got upset with it.
See, other than you, and I have another friend that might play those type of games. I really don't have anyone else in my life that plays those type of
Really?
games.
See, I did talk Ian and Aiden into playing Pandemic because I was dying to play it. I didn't know who to play with. So
Right.
I got it. We played it. It was fun. Of course, we kind of cheated on the rules a little bit because
Yeah.
it's so hard to win. And I say I did for Aiden. I probably did it for myself too because I was getting frustrated. But we edited the rules a little bit. But
Yeah.
I feel like that would be I don't know. There's tons of fun games. I love to watch. What's the guy? Will
Wheaton.
Will
yeah.
Wheaton.
Tabletop. Yeah.
Yeah, Dice Tower. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to watch them play.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Pandemic.
I watched
I've
them
never heard
play
of it.
on,
I just know because of
YouTube.
Jaredith.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Well, I bought a Star Wars card game. It's just a 2-player game. And I
Oh, that was
trying to talk
hilarious.
Sandra into playing.
Oh my goodness.
No.
That was,
no.
oh man.
And so
Well, he couldn't even understand how to play it. So let alone teaching me.
Instructions are like a D&D book,
Oh wow.
It's really super complicated.
But I bought this game and never played it.
Well, we tried. Was it the night before Christmas Eve?
You know what it was? You and I were doing, because Dustin was coming over. You and I were doing a song, what was it? Courageous. It had
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a Casting Crown song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay, yeah.
I had to leave and go to your house. I bought that game that week, and Dustin was coming over to play it with me.
Oh no.
And I ended up spending all my time over at your house, and he left.
And he left. So, and because Dusty left, Bryce was like, okay, Sandra, I have no one to play this game with, so you have to play this game with me. And I'm like, okay, what is it? And he shows me, I'm like, Bryce, no, I'm not going to play this Star Wars card game with you. He's like, oh, come on, Sandra. I think he made some type of deal with me. You learn how to play this game with me. I've not played it before. We'll sit down. We'll learn together. Won't be hard. He's like, and then you can pick out the movie that we're going to watch. Something like that. Which that's
As long as
tempting
it's
because I'm usually
Episode 1, 2, or 3.
Okay. So I'm like, okay, deal, because I know I usually end up watching what Bryce wants to watch.
Exactly.
So this is
Always.
I'm like, okay, yeah. So we sat down and we start to play this game, and he's trying to teach us both, as he goes, and we had so many pauses, and finally, at the 4th 10-minute pause, and we've barely gotten through this game, and I can see that he's so confused. He has no idea what he's doing. I'm losing patience. We've been at this for an hour now, and we've barely even started the game. I'm like, Bryce, I can't do this anymore.
I am determined to play this game, and I'm going to learn it.
And we did
I just
not.
need to find.
Anyway.
I need to find the person that's willing to suffer.
Hey,
There you go. Now I can see that.
You invite us over, Sandy and I will find something to do.
There you
and
go.
y'all can
And
play
there you
Star
go.
Wars.
The
There you
game, it says on the box, only lasts 30 to 45 minutes.
That's after an hour of trying to learn it.
And this is the time reading the rules over and over.
Right.
I think he was even grabbing his phone and he was Googling things. Like he was trying to
They do
figure
have
out.
YouTube videos on how to
Oh
do it.
yeah, I
When we
mean,
got pandemic, it was like this kind of a little learning curve, you know, if you're just
Yeah.
playing like
Yeah, I was so impatient.
Monopoly or something. So yeah, I watched like 2 hours of the YouTube videos first to kind of figure it out, and then still we had a lot of time as a rule book,
Mhm.
but we got there.
Well, it's one of those. What do they call it? It's not. It's like a live RPG game. I think.
Okay,
that's,
yeah.
So,
which
So it is like
now
a
you know
D&D
that it's
style game,
complicated
like you gotta-
because those.
What
But it's
exactly
like-
is a live RPG?
well, it's a role playing game,
Uh-huh.
but I think it's called live. I want to say something along those lines. Don't quote me on that. But what it means is you can buy booster packs of cards to add to it to change how your
Well,
strategy.
The
in
first
game.
mistake was he
So
asked his
I
wife
have the.
to play a
bought-
role-playing Star Wars card game. I mean,
Right.
come on.
Yeah.
We knew this was going to end up badly from the beginning.
No, it's not going well.
Yes, I wanted to get a board game for Christmas this year. I can't remember which one it was I was asking for, but I don't think Santa Claus is going to bring it.
We don't believe in that, remember?
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
kidding.
Come on, Jared.
Dream killer.
Sorry.
So anyway,
You're always killing everyone's dreams of Santa Claus.
It's my lot in life.
It's not real.
oh, I know which one it was. It's one I saw Will Wheaton play
Okay.
on YouTube, and it's some kind of survival game.
It's not the zombie one.
Yeah, it is. It actually looks really fun.
Yeah, it's where you're having to, you have to escape.
Yeah, you gotta like take out the trash,
Yeah.
and weird stuff like that. But you also have to try to fight off the horde. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
That does
it looks
look
fun.
fun.
I can't remember what it's called now, but
That sounds exciting.
I know you're gonna play it with us. I saw it at Barnes and Noble last night. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway,
Huh.
As long as it's not a role-playing
We'll
game.
put it in the show notes.
yes. I don't think we ever do that. We never do. We're terrible. That's my fault. Sorry.
All right.
So I have a Super Nintendo story.
Oh, yeah?
You reminded me when we talked about Super Nintendo. So I really wanted a Super Nintendo. I had a couple of friends who had Super Nintendos, and we would play. Oh, what were the games I loved to play? Well, Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, that's probably
Was
one of the best games
amazing.
on Super Nintendo.
It was awesome. And Star Fox was
Star
pretty
Fox,
cool.
yeah.
And then I think Super Street Fighter 2 or whatever it was. Yeah, there were a few games I just loved. Really had to have one. And so it wasn't the year it came out because I'd already been playing my friend's Super Nintendo. So, but it was the year they dropped the price because what happened was I got one for Christmas. Christmas morning comes, I opened my gifts, and I got a Super Nintendo, and I'm so stoked about it. And my dad found out that between the time he bought it and now, they dropped the price. So he had his original receipt, of course. So he's going to go take it back and get his original money back, and then
Buy it.
go and buy. Yeah, I think this is how the story. If I remember correctly, this is what happened. But at any rate, what happened was he took it back, and then he never went and rebought it. So I literally did not ever get a Super Nintendo.
That's
I have never owned, and I've owned literally probably every other video game console ever made,
right.
except for the new PS4 and the new Xbox One, and television maybe, or the Vectrex thing with the.
Oh, yeah.
I've never had one of those, but
Yeah.
everything else pretty much I've had at one point or another, and eventually I had to sell them. You're welcome.
Sorry.
That is sad.
But never had a Super Nintendo.
Hmm.
I think I've avoided buying one because there's this emotional
Yeah.
thing there that I just can't get over.
Yeah.
I need to go get that and go break that curse.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe so.
Might be a good idea.
So yeah, I never got one, but they were fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. In fact, talking about Nintendo, I'm really nerded out right now. You're probably going to think I'm the biggest geek ever. But I have a graphing calculator that I recently modded to get Game Boy games on.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Wow.
So you could do that.
I knew that you could do things with graphing calculators in that sense, but I just never tried it. The other day I was just watching a YouTube video and I saw some kid do it. I was like, I want to try that. And so I found out how to do it and got it all downloaded. And yeah, now I have I think I have Zelda on there.
That's amazing.
And, like Link's Awakening,
Right.
Game Boy one, and what was the? I think I put Super Mario Brothers on there or something. But
So now you can just be distracted
right
during class
I can be sent to math class playing Zelda, but
on your calculator.
On my
So
calculator,
you're
yeah.
busted.
right.
It's amazing.
The perfect crime.
It does sound like it. Indeed.
It's
Until
I
now.
want to get the glasses that have the eyes open on them,
Oh,
so I can just take naps at work.
it looks like you're awake.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And here we are, just trying to figure out Amazon Prime shopping. We are
Right.
definitely under.
Can you imagine the damage I would do if I tried that?
Yeah, no.
I can't even shop Amazon and not break down a laptop. So
I still know how that happens.
I can't figure it out.
Mind,
Yeah, you got me. I don't know either.
Yeah, so I put Game Boy games on a calculator.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother
I
level.
almost want to go buy a graphing calculator now. I've never said those words in my
I
life.
feel
know,
like you should
What's
patent
funny
that.
is I got that calculator it wasn't eBay, but it was a auction site, and the very first time I ever done it. And I got a really good deal on it. I think I only paid $40 for it. It's a $150 calculator, and I remember just kept raising the price. I was looking at it every minute, and the guy kept going and going, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. And finally won, and I had a little victory. Yeah, at work.
I do love that about, and it's frustrating, and sometimes I just want to buy it so I know I get it. But we sell stuff on eBay. We've sold stuff on eBay for several years. But buying stuff on eBay, there is a thrill when you win an auction.
Yeah.
And then there's agony, of course, with feet too, when you lose. But
If you want to drive to that person's house, and
yeah, I will burn your house down over this.
yeah,
I needed that calculator.
fool.
I've felt that before.
Bidding-
Not over a calculator, but
wars.
Yeah, I might be a nerd.
You might be. Yeah.
It's confirmed.
When I get real excited about a calculator, I'm watching YouTube videos on the specs and
wow.
comparing different graphic calculators.
So when did the Super Nintendo come out? What was the launch year for that?
90s.
Yeah, it was early 90s. Why don't we just Google that really quickly so we don't have to put it in the show notes, air quotes.
Wow, that's convenient.
Sandy, did you guys have a Super Nintendo?
We did have a Super Nintendo.
Like
Yes.
when it came out, or like a couple years after?
We had that one Great Christmas. where
Yeah,
you
I
got
think it was around the time it came out. Yeah.
You got a trampoline.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
That was a good
Nintendo.
Christmas.
I feel
Yeah.
very
No, I remember fighting with my brother on playing it because it was his. He'd got it for Christmas, and then I would want to play it, and
right.
he'd get mad because he wants to play it, and then we would fight over it. I remember that.
You only have one controller.
Well, he just didn't want me playing with it because it was his.
He was kind of like that. With
Yeah.
me. I remember that.
Yeah.
My brother was Dustin ever like this because my middle brother Brad, he's really the gamer in the family. I play video games, but nothing like he does. Like he lives and breathes video games, and but he literally went to the extent of destroying a game so that I wouldn't play it.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty bad.
That's terrible.
but he's that obsessed about it. If he's listening right now, I don't know if he remembers that, but
I'm sure he's a good person.
yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I just think I think it's so interesting that it was such a big part of all of your childhoods and
So you never had one?
never had a video game, never had a TV or a VCR.
Not even your older brother? He
They
didn't
didn't have
either?
electricity.
We had electricity.
They
No,
were-
but I mean, I saw the first Super Nintendo when I was probably 14, I went to my friend's house and she had a Super Nintendo and she had some kind of Mario or something. And she just like thought it was hilarious that I was 14 years old and I had never played a video game, never even like held a controller in my hand. Like I knew nothing about it.
Well, when you have to churn butter all night.
Yeah.
Oh, poor
Milk the cows.
It's not a natural gas because we in our family get out more.
Yeah.
No, honestly, what we did for entertainment is my mom would read the Little House on the Prairie books, and we would all sit around and listen to my mom read.
Sounds
That's what we did. But oh, so holy.
Oh, yes.
You know,
Okay, so
that's not so bad.
I
You had
do-
a lot of quality time with your family.
Thank you,
That is
Sadie.
Yes.
We did have quality time.
I Googled the release date, so November 1990 in Japan. This is why we need to live in Japan, because they get everything a year early. August 23rd, 91 is when the
91.
Super Nintendo came out.
That's when it came out.
No.
So I do have good memories, though. I don't want to throw my dad under the bus too much. He never did buy me that Super Nintendo, but he did buy me an N64. And I have a lot of good memories playing, what's the GoldenEye?
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. Me and my dad played GoldenEye all the
Yeah,
time.
that was my middle school. That's all I remember in middle school.
Yeah, me too.
GoldenEye.
All day, every day.
Yeah.
GoldenEye was so much fun because it was a multiplayer
was the first-
environment. You could,
Game really liked that.
it was amazing.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Wasted a lot of days, weeks.
Or, I would always, be the jerk that would hide in that one corner that nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
You're like in the
They
cave.
can't see you?
Yeah. And you got the rocket launcher, the golden gun, and, as soon as they cross, they're gone.
I'm just Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Basic. I
basic.
jump and get coins.
Or
That's,
you figure out where.
that's about as
If I
far
were
as
going
I
to play
get.
it, that's what I would do as well.
I like to be the princess. That's it.
You figure out where, every time you kill someone, that's where they're going to respawn and just be there right dead.
That's a terrible thing to do.
I know.
But I know. I've done the same thing.
So what was your favorite? Because they obviously loved their Nintendos when they were younger.
Yes.
So, do you have a favorite Christmas gift that you remember?
We didn't get a lot, but we didn't have a lot, so we didn't realize that we were kind of, well, I guess you could say cut off from society a little bit. I went to public school, but I didn't realize what other people got, so I didn't realize that we didn't get a lot. They did what they could, but I don't really have anything that really stands out. I love Barbies. I got Barbies every year, and that was a big deal for me.
Yeah.
I loved Barbies. So,
Yeah.
what about you?
My friend Jennifer, who I grew up with, she had this big trampoline in her backyard, and so all the neighbor kids were always at her house jumping on that trampoline, and I begged my parents to get us a trampoline. Now, of course, they weren't going to do that, but they did that Christmas. I had one of those little mini trampolines. Mm-hmm. I got one of those, and that was exciting for me.
Well, the best story of that is because it's all on video.
Yes, we do
You're
have.
jumping on the trampoline, calling this, said Jennifer.
Well,
I got a trampoline.
That was awesome.
I love that your family videoed everything. That's so great.
Yeah.
You get to look back on it now.
yeah, it is fun going back and watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. We have probably 4 or 5 homemade Christmas videos, all from the early 90s.
That's so cool.
I'm thinking maybe like 93 to 96, 97. So, and what it was is my grandfather had got a video camera, a video recorder, and for, I think, my dad for Christmas is what it was. And so they got to using it in like birthday parties, Christmas.
I love that. We need to do better about that.
Tornado damage.
Yes, we
Tornado
have.
damage.
It was, I don't know that it was tornado, but it was, and it was in the early 90s. Is it 90? I don't remember, but sometime in the 90s, there was a big storm had came through, and there was a lot of wind damage, and a tree had come down in the neighbor's yard, and it landed over the fence and had bent the fence all the way back. And I mean, the backyard just looked like a jungle.
Mm-hmm.
So we
What's
have
funny is
footage
you
of
have
that.
it on video, but you invited all your family to come over.
Oh, it was a big deal.
Hey, you know what?
It was a
Your
big
aunt
deal.
and uncle were showing up.
Oh
What
yeah.
else did you have to do?
Oh yeah, like everybody was coming over and we were like walking through the backyard with the video camera, and I mean I think they had like 20-minute conversations about the way one tree was,
That's
bent down over the
hilarious.
fence, and
That's so cool that you have
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's awesome.
And then our dog at the time, we had a German Shepherd when I was little. His name was Bear. One of my favorite memories is memories. I loved that dog. And so he's actually on the footage, like running around through the backyard. So it is cool to look back on that.
That's awesome.
But yeah, and now like that art is gone. Like our cell phones is what it is.
Right.
It's pictures and videos on the cell
I never
phone.
take videos though.
I don't either.
I always take pictures with my phone. I don't know why I don't video.
Well, because it takes up too much memory
Yeah,
on your
that's probably
phone.
It does.
I remember my grandpa at some point got a camcorder. I don't know why. It's like a VHS camcorder back in the day. And he would film and narrate everything. Like he couldn't just walk around and like video what's going on.
Yeah, no,
He would narrate it the whole time. And his favorite thing to do, he collected like antique like steam engines.
Yeah.
And he would like restore them and stuff. And he had this trailer, and like all mounted on this trailer. And he would take it to shows and stuff. And he would like get them running, and then he would walk around and film. I wish I had the video actually now that he's gone, but I would laugh so hard because he would just love to walk around, and he'd probably do it for hours if we let him walk around and narrate and just talk about how what they were doing, which was all in the video, so you could obviously see it.
Right.
But it was like he was recording it for video.
Yeah, yeah.
So you got to play by play.
You have that added bonus.
So every time that I use the video camera, he tells me that I'm acting like his grandpa and narrating the whole time.
She does spin the mirror a lot.
Yeah, we had a video camcorder on our honeymoon, and
That was cool.
We went to Gatlinburg, and we were filming the park, I think. But she kept filming trees.
I was really excited.
She was trying to get the little.
What is it with your family and trees?
I don't know.
The whole
We're
time
not
is
very
free.
adventurous. Literally, like the first 20 minutes of the video, it's just we were driving through the Smoky Mountain National Park I believe we were going to.
That was when we went to Cherokee.
Right. Okay. So we were
We've done that drive.
and it was a gorgeous day, and I was trying to kind of capture that a little bit on the camera. It ended up just being like trees the whole entire time.
Yeah, there are a lot of trees though in your defense.
There was a lot of trees. I guess I was just trying to share the moment of the beauty with everybody
And
else.
you know what? She's also narrating the whole time too.
I thought it was just me because I'd never had a video camera before, but I guess not.
Well, then Bryce, when he goes to make a video of the footage that we had taken during our honeymoon, he edits it and he has like stuff coming up all throughout the video, like words talking about, pretty much making fun of me.
Yeah.
For like the trees and everything that I recorded, and it really is funny to sit and watch it.
I
So
might have to watch it.
yeah, no, but and then we had a incident when what was it that was on the deck? I can't. Was it a squirrel? No, was it a skunk?
No, it's my raccoon.
Oh, squirrel, skunk, raccoon. You know.
Right. Well, I guess we could tell this story. I mean, we've kind of gone on the topic of Christmas at this point.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, we did.
Anyway, we get raccoons up here. They're decent size, but in Tennessee, they're the size of small school buses. Giant raccoons.
Might be a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it a bear? Because
It was definitely a raccoon.
Well, okay. It seemed like a bear at first. But, all right. We're sitting in the at the cabin. We're actually staying at Brother Erwin's, Sister Erwin's cabin.
Oh, wow.
In Pigeon Forge. And my car alarm goes off, like, just randomly. And so I was like, that's weird. So I shut the thing off, and I look out the window. I don't see anything. And maybe 5 minutes later, it goes off again. And I'm like, okay. So now I got to go see what's going on. So I give Sandra the cell phone and if I go out there, I'm expecting a bear or something. Probably going to get mauled here in a minute. Yeah. So here's, just in case something happens to me. Anyway, so I walk out there and I kind of sneak out. The way their cabin is they have a side door and they have like a deck area, I suppose, and it wraps around the back and it goes around the front. And so I walk out there and I look to my right and where my car was parked and I don't see anything. And then so it's like that, in my mind, it's like, ages between this moment and this moment. But so then I slowly turn around and I look this way, and literally like where just a few feet from me is this giant raccoon. And he's on the deck, and we literally lock eyes for and it was like one of those moments in movies, when you meet your
like high noon,
middle
of the street,
exactly,
hand on your gun.
Right.
I can hear the music now.
Yeah, and so it was just that brief moment where nothing happens. We're both even the raccoon was like, just frozen in place. I freak out because then I see it. Finally it registers in my mind. I scream like a little girl and I run back into the cabin, shut the lights off, and go hide in the bedroom.
Well, they are scary. They're terrifying.
In my defense, it was Tennessee. And like I said, the raccoons down there are rather large.
Well, they're cute when they're washing their food. But then they'll eat your face if you're not careful.
Right.
Yeah. Well, where the video camera chimes in on this story is that he made me reenact it so that he could record it with the video camera because he thought it was so hilarious and he wanted people to see it. So I had to go out on the deck, bend down on my hands and knees and pretend to be the raccoon.
Oh, you were the raccoon.
I was the raccoon. I was made to be the raccoon.
You guys,
and he videotaped it.
Happen.
If
I think we might need to put this on the Facebook page.
That's a negative, but yes. Yeah, so he had to have it. He had to have it on tape, so that's what he did.
One can never say that you guys lead a dull life.
No,
that's for sure.
Not at all. Well, I took one for the team that I actually did that.
Yeah,
anyway,
no.
So yeah, Christmas video cameras. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. Funny memories. And and it seemed like back then at my grandpa's house on the Courier side, he would just set the camera up on its stand and just set it in the living room and let it just sit there and record us as we just did our thing. And that seems like now you have to have your phone out. And you have to be like, do you ever think that people just miss out on the moment of just enjoying what's going on because they're so worried about capturing it on their phone to have it for a memory that they're kind of absent from it even happening? You know what I mean? But like back then, you could just you could just put the camera on its stand and then you don't have to sit there and miss out because you're trying to capture the moment. You can go be part of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's Casey Neistat. I think the thing he made was a Bleem. Is that what it is? I think.
Yeah.
I think how it works is you have to put your camera or your phone like up against your chest so that the sensor. What is that sensor on the front of your phone? Like the daylight sensor or whatever. So when you put it to your ear, it shuts off the screen. I think how it works, if I remember correctly, that you have to put it up like to your chest to film. That way, you're not looking at your screen. You're still in the moment, you know, and you can film what's going on around you without having to look at your phone. Yeah. So, kind of a cool idea. It's an app that made him a bunch of money, I'm sure. But
yeah, that is a cool idea.
Never used it, but I've heard about it.
You guys didn't say your favorite gifts, by the way. Do you have a favorite gift?
My favorite gift. my parents loved to, I guess, this was before, Punked or whatever, the Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
That's like what my parents did to me pretty much. They would always, me and my sister, they would always try to play pranks on us at Christmas. So, I remember one year, I can't remember what year it was. I would have been probably like 13. anyway, what I really wanted was a shotgun. And I figured my mom would say no.
Shoot your eye out.
I know. No, yeah, more than that. What I really wanted was a gun. Well, I knew my mom would say no probably, but I figured my dad might be able to talk her into it. So I'm hopeful. And it's Christmas morning. We're opening her gifts. I opened up my...
You mean Christmas afternoon?
Well, yeah, it was like Christmas afternoon, actually. Yeah. Actually, it's probably like
Christmas
the day before.
evening, right?
Yeah. It's hard to tell. But I'm sure it was dark outside because it's late at night, not early in the morning. Anyway, here we are opening our gifts. I get my last gift, and it's huge. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely not what this is, because it's like big, huge square.
Yeah.
I open it up, and it's a dollhouse. A dollhouse. Okay, which my sister was extremely happy. Actually, that's what she really, really wanted.
Right.
But she was a lot younger than me, so if I was 13, she would have been like, what, like 7 probably. So she was mad because she thought somehow in the moment that I got a dollhouse and she didn't, and she was mad, and I was mad because I didn't obviously get what I wanted, and I knew the dollhouse was for her. And I was really ticked off. Well, anyway, long story short, they finally told her that was her dollhouse, so that calmed her down, and then they had a gift hidden behind the couch for me, and it was the shotgun I wanted. So I still have it.
It would have
Actually,
been great if she would have unwrapped the shotgun.
I don't know. Did they do that? I need to ask my dad because I vaguely remember that. It was like she may have unwrapped it actually because he may have. I think he had her name on it because he was always switching labels and trying to mess with people's heads, and that's his favorite part of the holidays.
Yeah.
I think it still is probably.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure.
I enjoy playing games. I like, put a bunch of rocks or bricks in boxes and give him, or I bought her. I think it was a gift card. I wrapped it in an actual box, but when you open it, it's one of those joke boxes. I think it was called Hot Lips.
Hot lips, yeah.
Yeah, keep your lips warm in the winter time. It was like a little
It's
electric
like a
heater.
mask that you wear over your face when you're outside.
Yeah. It was just a gift card inside the box, but I love pranking people.
We're kind of trying to get creative so that he can't guess like the shape and size and weight.
Yeah.
He's in the other room now, so he's probably gonna hear me say that.
Yeah.
He still doesn't know what it is.
Right. My favorite gift, though, I think of all time, was probably my first guitar.
Yeah.
And it was a Christmas gift. And I wish I still had that guitar. It has a lot of good memories, but it's gone.
How old were you when you got it?
I thought you were born with a guitar in your hand.
Yeah.
See, I've been playing guitar for a long time, but I didn't think I actually owned my first guitar until I was probably 11, maybe 11. Because my dad always had guitars around.
No way.
And always just played with them. But yeah, that was a big deal. And it was an old Harmony.
Oh, yeah.
And, some of them are worth quite a bit of money now. But I love that thing. And that's what I really learned on, like hardcore, learned on that guitar.
What happened to it?
I gave it to my dad, and then he sold it or something. I don't know. But it is what it is. But
I still have I have an old Harmony acoustic. That was the first first full-size guitar that I ever had.
yeah.
And I still have it. It's terrible to play. I mean, it hurts.
Right.
It's not like playing your Taylor, but
No.
it's all right.
But yeah, that was probably my all-time favorite gift.
Well, we managed to go this whole episode and never talked about the real reason for the season. So I'm sure we're going to get hate mail about that, right?
Talked a lot about Santa, though.
Yes, we did.
Well, Jesus is the reason for the season.
Not Santa, Santa.
I think
That's right.
Jesus is the reason for all the seasons, actually.
True. He created the season.
He did.
So let's just get that out there now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And yes, we're aware that Christmas Day is probably not the day that Jesus was born.
yeah. And there were not wise men at the
No.
manger.
But it doesn't stop us from
But they
celebrating.
came later somewhere
Yeah.
where he was.
Yeah.
So,
And yes, we are a Merry Christmas family,
We
not
are.
a Happy Holidays.
Oh, I was going to say happy holidays so I didn't offend anybody. Oh, wait. No, never mind. Oh, our listeners are the other way around. I get confused. I can't get it straight. Well, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Happy Kwanzaa, whatever.
Happy Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. Yes.
Right now, is it right now Hanukkah or December? No, December 13th, I think is when
I
it
don't
starts.
remember.
But yeah, it's coming up. So if you're Jewish, listening to an Apostolic Pentecostal podcast, then happy Hanukkah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I don't know. I can't help but think that I don't know. We get a lot of heat probably for. I'm not saying that we do, but people get a lot of heat for not focusing on the reason for the season.
Right.
But I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with. Actually, I think it's a really great thing that we spend so much time with families during the holidays.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, it can be too commercial. I mean, we always go Black Friday shopping,
It's awesome.
and we enjoy it, but.
The
Yeah.
deals are good, but the experience is terrible.
See, now we love it.
I hate
We
it.
feed on the experience.
Except that this year I almost got I didn't almost get in a fight, but the
Here we go
ladies
again.
on either side of me were fighting with one another, and I was caught in the middle.
Oh no.
And I thought they were both going to punch me at one point just because of my proximity to their cat fight, but
Right.
it was exciting. But
I can't get Bryce to go. So if I go, it's with friends. With my mom, she doesn't like the crowds.
Really?
Bryce doesn't like the crowds.
Jared and I are religious Black Friday shoppers.
man, Jesus is the reason for the season, not the deals on Black Friday.
We go every year. And this
Yeah,
year we
we
took Aiden, and that was interesting.
That was interesting. But you know what? We were home by like 9:15 or something.
Again, we're getting old
You know
now.
what I did? Well, it wasn't technically Black Friday.
Well, that was Thursday.
But it was Thursday. I played laser tag
Oh,
on Thanksgiving night.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I did go to a few. I didn't go play laser tag. I went to a few stores, and I always told myself, I always said I would never go shopping on Thanksgiving. Like I was dead strong against it. I don't want people to. I mean, obviously, I know
that way.
that in the medical field, that's one thing. Gas stations.
Right.
Obviously, that's one thing. But as far as like retail, I'm like, okay, it can wait till Friday. Let people be with their families.
Mhm.
But now, the places are opening up and they're starting everything early, and it's just like I said forever I wouldn't go, and this year for the first time I actually did go to JCPenney's and Goodies on Thanksgiving night. I'm still a little upset at myself for it because I didn't stick to my word, but I got a $20 pair of boots that were a regular $50. So, that's kind of taking some of the guilt away.
I don't have any strong feelings about it. We spend a lot of time with family on Thanksgiving, and then we say,
Enough's enough.
enough's enough. We're going shopping. And we have a great time doing it. And yeah,
as
that's
long as
part
I
of our
get my
tradition.
turkey, I'm good.
Yeah.
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 All right. As we often do on this podcast, we
got off again, didn't we?
yeah.
We did. How did we get to Thanksgiving? That's we're going backwards.
Wow.
Black Friday shopping. Well, we were talking about
The reason
people
yeah.
getting upset that Christmas has become so
Yeah.
commercial,
Yeah.
and
That's
and then we went on to shopping. But I think too, like,
I guess we were the problem.
but if like Christmas can be very commercial, and some people get very caught up in the stress of buying and debt and credit cards and all this to buy all this stuff for everybody. And I think that if you can get out of that kind of thing and think more of, it's a perfect time, especially in a generation of entitlement in a world that is so selfish. It's a perfect time to teach our kids
Mhm.
giving and what it means to give, to teach them to have those kind of hearts. Not that we should be teaching that always, but Christmas kind of just opens up a special time to concentrate on that. Getting kids involved in helping out with pantries, or getting involved in giving Christmas gifts to needy families, like the angel tree that we do at church.
Absolutely.
We're getting ready to go deliver in 2 weeks that, and Mom and I have helped with that for the last 2 years, and that's probably become my most favorite thing at Christmas. I look forward to it every year because there is nothing better than being able to go to these homes and bring gifts into these families. You don't know, these kids may not have anything other than what they're getting that night. The church provides them with a meal, gifts for each child of the family, and the look on their faces, like some of these children, they are just so excited. They know you're coming, and it's like they've been waiting for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that alone right there, like that is the joy of Christmas. And it goes along with what Jesus is, excuse me, what Jesus is all about.
Yeah.
It's all part of it. Jesus is about feeding the hungry. Jesus is about looking out for your brothers and your sisters. And there's no better time than Christmas to do that and to teach children how to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we need to buy our angel tree gift.
Yes, we do.
Today.
Yeah, I think that's true because if you look at the whole story, the whole story, not necessarily the Christmas story, but just the whole story of Jesus, what it was all about. The Christmas story is really even a thing because of the cross. And what is the cross about other than selflessness,
Right.
and doing for others, and the absolute biggest sacrifice anyone could make would be giving your life for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, let alone the image of Jesus giving his life for people who are killing him, and saying, looking down and forgiving them. And it's, the reason for the season is really getting to the core of Christianity. And that's others.
Yeah, exactly.
Loving God and loving others. So.
Right.
Amen.
Amen.
So at the end of the day, whether you choose to have a Christmas tree or not, or you choose to have Santa or not, I think it all comes down to the reason for the season.
As long as you have Jesus in your heart.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm cracking myself up. Really sad. But it's true.
It is true. It is true.
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what's under your tree. It matters what's in your heart.
That's right.
Yeah.
You can tweet that.
All right. Wow. Thanks for joining us today on Two Pentecostals and a Microphone. That was a great conversation, and I had so much fun not only participating in it, but listening to it as I'm editing this podcast. I had a lot of fun with it. I hope that you guys did too, and thanks for listening today. Thanks for supporting us. We really do appreciate all the feedback, all the downloads. We just recently got over 1,000 downloads, so keep it going, to keep this podcast going, and just to encourage us. It means a lot to us, to both Jaredith and I. Man, what a great conversation we just had. You guys got to know the wives behind Two Pentecostals and a Microphone. And I know that both Sandra and Ann really appreciated being on the podcast. And I'm pretty sure that they enjoyed the conversation as well. Just hearing the wonderful stories, the wonderful Christmas traditions from each family. And all four of us had different experiences. I especially found it interesting that Ann had to do a secret Christmas tree, had an underground Christmas, was afraid of what others would look upon them because they were pastors in the church and not necessarily celebrated it, or rather not celebrated the Christmas tree, having the Christmas tree in their house. That story is very interesting to me. I love Sandra's, when she was a child and all the Christmas memories she had, the videos that we go back and watch. I really enjoy watching them and just kind of making fun of her family a little bit and seeing the way that they used to be. It's a lot of fun. I hope that you've enjoyed listening to those as well. I do want to say that, Jaredith mentioned earlier in the episode about getting on our Twitter or Facebook, even emailing us, even through our website, or just leaving a comment on wherever you listen to the podcast, about your favorite Christmas memories, about your favorite Christmas traditions or presents, or your favorite memories that you've had growing up. We want to hear about them. We want to see them. We'll post them on our Facebook, on our Twitter, on our on our website. We may even mention a few of them, our favorites that we like of your guys's on the podcast in the coming months. This is the last episode of the year. We've been doing this for a few months now, and Jaredith and I really enjoy it. We want to keep it going, but we need your support. And we thank you so much for all that you've already done. And we surely will accept your prayers. And as we're moving forward into the new year, we have some exciting episodes coming up, some more interview episodes with a couple authors. And we might even get into some really interesting discussions, Jaredith and I, coming up. So please stay tuned for that. And we look forward from hearing from all of you. I also want to give a shout out and a thank you to Travis, who recently won the latest giveaway of Brother Airwood's book. He could pick any from the website, and I believe he's already chosen. But we just want to thank you for listening, and thanks for supporting us. We here at Two Pentecostals and a Microphone want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for joining us today on Two Pentecostals and a Microphone.